Welcome to my channel. In today's video we are making this absolutely gorgeous, very comfortable garden chair. It's really simple to make and tell you what, it's super comfortable. Okay, so let's start the project. The first thing you need to think about is the wood selection. For outdoor furniture, you need to go for the species that will, well, last a long time outside. So, depending where you are around the world, you could use cedar. However, in my country, that's actually quite hard to get and very expensive. Therefore, I'm going to be using larch. If your boards are roof sawn, that means you need to go through the milling process. In my case, I'm already past that stage. However, not all the boards are at the same thickness. Therefore, I'm going to use my thicknesser to take them down to 20 millimeters of thickness. And for that task, my trusty Metabo thicknesser will be the perfect machine. Okay, with that sorted, now it's time for the next stage. Mainly, I'm going to be cutting these boards to the correct width, and all the pieces for this chair are at the exact same width, so it's a little bit easier to manage. Now, the width that we need to set up, in my case, it's gonna be 80 millimeters. Now it's time to move on to the miter saw and cut all the pieces to the correct sizes. Each time I'm going to be setting up a positive stop block to make sure every single piece that needs to be at a certain length will be absolutely perfect. Now, if you want to have a full cut list, just check out the description of this video. I should have all the details there for you. Because this will be an outdoor project, make sure that the wood glue you're going to be using is water resistant. In my case, I'm using the Tide Bond 3. When it comes to the joinery method, well, I don't want to have any screws visible or anything like that, okay? So mainly I'm going to be using dowels and wood glue, no screws. I think this method will be plenty strong for this project. However, in some areas where I do want to speed the process up a little bit, I will be using screws, but they won't be visible. The doweling jig I'm going to be using is the one from Drill Pro. I really do like this jig. It's very versatile, does give you a lot of options, and it's fairly easy to use and set up. I've actually not so long ago made a video about 3 different types of doweling jigs. If you want to check them out, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description of this video. You want to watch that video, by all means. However, if you're watching this on a TV, you can scan this QR code and it will take you straight away to that video, so you can save it for watch later. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Just make sure to drill the holes in correct places, and that's it. Now, I have also marked every single piece that will take dowel joinery with the face marking and the edge of the board that will become the reference point for the jig itself. With all the holes drilled, now we just need to give everything a bit of sanding before we put the frames together. For this case, I'm using grit 120. It will be enough at this stage. Right then, let's glue everything together and fingers crossed everything fits together. Well, it seems we do have a bit of a success. Everything seems to be fitting nicely. So I'm going to clamp everything up and I'll do the second side in the exact same way. As the sides are being glued up, now it's time to sort out the back support. And as you can see, it's a simple layout with 6 pieces. Again, I'm going to be adding some dowels to connect everything. And again, before putting this together, we need to give everything a nice quick sand. When the glue dries, well, yeah, it's now time to actually clean everything out. To connect the sides together, we're gonna need a board going across like so. That's why I'm gonna add some dowels here. However, in this case, we need to use the middle doweling guides, as if we use these, then it's a good chance we're gonna hit the dowels that are coming from this board. Right, and before we actually gonna assemble our chair, we need to install this cross brace. On this, we'll have the slats for the seat attached to. And I do want to have it on a slight angle, so it's tilting downwards, okay? So that's the front of our chair, and that's the tilt down. So the easiest way to actually establish the position for this is, well, that's our one border here. And then I traced a line to the thickness of the material that will go on top. And then the board will be sloping down, just like so. And at the end of it, it just needs to be flush with this board. Simple as that, no complicated math. And I'm gonna attach this piece with some glue, but also with some screws. That's why I'm drilling and countersinking some holes for it. And now it's time to connect both of the sides together. Time to install the slats themselves. I'm going to be using some wood glue and some screws to get everything together. And we are almost done with finishing our chair. The back support goes in and it's going to rest on one of those slats right at the bottom, and now I just need to establish the correct position of it. In the top just over here, I'm going to use a 12mm Forstner bit to drive in more or less halfway, and I'm going to secure the back to the main frame with a screw. However, I don't want to have a massive hole in here, therefore I'm going to use a plug to plug that in so it's not going to be visible. And from underneath, I'm going to add a few screws to actually hold the back support in place. We are almost done with our build. The last thing I would suggest to do is to break down all the edges, okay? You don't want to have those sharp edges. And you can do it in many ways. For me, I'm just going to be using a tiny round over bit in my router. However, obviously I'm not going to get to every single place. So wherever I can't get with my router, I'm just going to use a piece of sandpaper and just sand off the harsh corners. But it's really up to you how you're going to tackle this. Now the next step is actually very important to make sure that your outdoor chair will survive in good condition. Well, you need to secure the wood somehow. You can use special varnishes, you can use oils, really depends on you. And if you want to add any color to this chair, in my case I'm going to be using a normal wood sealer, probably 2 or 3 coats with denibbing in between coats. Right then, my finish is now fully cured and dried up, so there is one more thing that I would suggest doing. On the feet of our chair, well, we need to elevate it so the wood doesn't come in contact with the soil and with water basically, okay? In my case, I found a very thick piece of rubber in my workshop and I cut it to these strips to fit perfectly on the size of the feet of my chair. And the way I'm going to attach this to my chair is simply using CA. Now, some sort of a stronger glue could potentially do better. However, at hand, that's what I've got, so CA it is. If it's going to fall off, then I'm gonna figure out something else to actually use to attach it to my chair. However, for now, I think this will do just fine. Well, I must admit, this chair came out better than I thought. Absolutely brilliant, nice and comfortable. And of course, you can get those special furniture pillows that go on chairs like this. I think the size of it will be absolutely perfect for those as well. Tell you what, I really want to see how this baby looks in my garden. And there you have it. I think it looks absolutely fabulous in my garden and definitely will be very comfortable to sit in as well in those nice summer evenings. And it's gonna be even better if you can get some cushions for it as well, like this. Absolutely perfect size for the cushions I've got. And tell you what, that looks absolutely awesome. And most importantly, tell you what, this is super comfortable. It was nice before, but with these cushions, absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a chair for your garden, well, I think this simple design will definitely do the job. Absolutely super comfortable, nice and simple to make. And as I said before, the cut list should be in the description of this video if you want to make an exact copy of this garden chair. Now at this point, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for the ongoing support. And before you go, check out these two cool playlists, plenty of fantastic videos waiting for you there. But for today, that's all. Take care.